Okay, so hey guys, the sun is coming through like crazy this afternoon, so sorry about that. So today I wanted to do a little video about something that happens to me quite often, and that is being misgendered. I just wanted to touch on this because I've had a few interesting experiences, and I think if anyone else has experienced this, just help you not feel as on your own, I guess. You know, I hear a lot of people and I see a lot of people making comments or just, you know, a curiosity, what gender is that person? One of them was more extreme than the other. I got pulled by the back of my shirt out of the female toilet, and then when I started talking, the guy realised and had the biggest heart attack of his life because he thought he was going to lose his job. And I was like, it's absolutely fine, and we hugged it out, and he gave me some free drinks, and it was great. But like, I know that society today is very free and very open-minded, and I don't want to just be like, yeah, everyone can be whatever they want to be, whatever you feel like, you're that. Like, it's not really about that. You know, gender dysphoria is a very real thing, and there's a lot of people around the world who struggle with it. And I think when we make fun of it and when we, you know, say, oh, today I feel like an apple, so I'm an apple today. Like, comparing that to someone who struggles with gender because they feel as like their brain doesn't match up with their body, or they feel uncomfortable in their body. I don't think that's very funny. I think that's someone who thinks that their opinion is more important than the person. And I think that's so wrong on so many levels, because the person is always more important than the opinion. And people make videos and create memes and stuff like that could potentially make these people feel really shit and think that the way they feel is not valid, and not okay and not right. And that's why with trans people there's, I think, something crazy like 40% of trans people commit suicide because they can't deal with the way that they're feeling. That's a freaking huge percentage. And then we go around saying these things like our opinion is more important than someone's life, then thinking that our opinion is more important than being compassionate and understanding and loving and kind. And I just saw this video and it really pissed me off, to be honest. This guy going around this college campus, and he was like, so what about trans people? Are you okay with that? And people are going, yeah, like, I mean, you know, people, if they feel like they were born in the wrong body or whatever, you know, like most people were pretty accepting and like, you know, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. And this guy was like, okay, well, what if I told you I was 6 foot? And he was clearly not 6 foot. And everyone was like, well, I guess I would say that you weren't 6 foot. He's like, but I feel it, so I am it. And then like these people are kind of like getting awkward, like, oh, well, yeah. And he's like, what if I told you I'm Asian? And he clearly wasn't Asian. They're like, whoa. And he's like, what if I just feel Asian? And like, I just feel like that is the most uncompassionate and selfish thing to do, to make people with a real condition, gender dysphoria, because it's like a wiring in the brain. It's to do with hormones. It's a whole bunch of things, and it's a real valid condition that many people around the world struggle with. And to make them feel like they're crazy or that they're stupid, to prove a point, like, good on you, mate. Like, you know, going around the campus and being like, yeah, see, like, I proved my point, like, cool. And then at the end of the day, what? You really showed trans people and people who accept trans people that they're stupid. You really, like, what is the point of you doing that? You know, there is so much point to loving people. There is so much point to being compassionate and trying to understand the way that people's minds work. And I feel like trans people and from someone who's struggled with gender identity and stuff, we can already think that we're crazy enough without other people, you know, putting down the way we're feeling or saying that the way that we feel is invalid and stupid and that it's not real and that it's something created in our minds and plucked out of thin air. It's like people are born with mutations. People are born with missing limbs. People are born with missing organs. Some people are born joined together. I mean, there's a lot of shit that goes on in this world. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. You know, are you gonna go tell those people that, for example, with someone who is born without a leg, you're gonna go up to that person and say, you know what, God made you that way. He made your body like this, so you need to accept that, and you cannot get a prosthetic leg. Or, you know, if one day there was some way they could regrow your leg, to say to that person, no, but God made you without a leg, so you have to live your life without a leg, instead of letting them change and modify their body so that they can feel more normal in society, or so that they can function and live a happy life. I don't think people would do that. I think they would say, go for it, grow that leg, get that prosthetic leg, because there's a lot of fucked up stuff that goes on in this world, and excuse my language, but for someone to be born in the wrong body, I really do not think that's impossible. For someone to be born with masculine or feminine or male or female mind, and for them to have body parts that don't align with their brain, or I just think people say you were born this way, you're born this way. Well, maybe trans people were born trans. Like, have you ever thought about that? It's crazy because before I struggled with it, I didn't think about it. I thought it was a little bit crazy. I thought it was wrong. And until you go through something, you can never fully understand it. And I just think, why not be a gracious, loving, kind and compassionate people and generation? We're not saying we want to be a generation that just believes in everything, that just accepts everything, everything's fine, it's all like whatever. People are absolutely entitled to their opinion. But to shove it in people's faces like that interviewer, it's not just offending, it's like damaging. Like, people are killing themselves because of stuff that's being said. People are actually taking their lives because they do not feel that it's worth them continuing in this life without feeling that they can represent themselves how they would like. Like, this is an actual condition and we need to be more aware of it, and I want to raise awareness of it and about it by doing this video. I didn't mean to go as in depth, but I have, and the point of this is that I'm constantly misgendered, constantly, by kids, by adults. You know, I walk into shops and people call me sir. I went into a garage the other day and this man was looking at me and he goes, excuse me, are you a boy or a girl? This grown man. And I was like, I'm actually a girl. And he was like, right, because I really couldn't tell because, you know, you look like a boy. I'm like, you know, is this really important for you to know this? Because I don't really know you, you know, but at the end of the day, I think people are curious. People, I think, don't understand, and they are trying to understand, and they're trying to become aware, and that's okay. And even though it can make you feel upset, even though it can make you feel like, oh, why is it, you know, do I look like a boy or a girl? I just want to be this, I want to be that. It's time, like, just please, like, time. Because in time, I think more people will be more aware. We're human beings, we try and understand things, we don't understand things. Life is big and there's a lot to see and there's a lot to learn. And even though something like that could be upsetting to someone and maybe it wasn't right for that guy to come up to me and actually question me, you know, I also need to, and people who struggle with gender stuff also need to be gracious to people who have a different opinion. I think grace goes both ways in this, and not judging goes both ways in this situation. You know, people who don't understand it, don't believe in it, you know, that's okay, they're allowed to have that opinion. So anyway, this was meant to be me being misgendered stories, but it turned into a really in-depth discussion, which I hope has, I don't know, helped someone out there who maybe has been struggling with similar things and didn't know if anyone else out there in the world struggled with it. And let me tell you, I look like I'm fine, and I am fine. Let me tell you, it's been a journey and it has been a struggle to navigate this, to not get really down and depressed about the fact that I'm not exactly where I would like to be in my life, and not get down about people questioning me, and not get down about the fact that, you know, I can't go to the shops or whatever without people staring or saying, is that a boy or a girl? You know, these things could really, really weigh you down, and they did weigh me down for a while, but that you can find a place where you feel peaceful about it. And I pray for you, and I hope for you that you can find that place of peace within yourself, even if you're not exactly where you want to be or would like to be in your life. And everyone's on a journey, everyone's on their own journey to discovery, and some days it's better than others. Some days I'm just not as strong mentally to not care. But I think at the end of the day, you know, you make your decisions about your life, and other people make decisions about their life, and there's a lot more to life than just gender, and there's a lot more to you than just your struggle with your gender identity. For a long time, I felt like that was me. It like really took over my mind a lot, like every day just thinking about my gender, thinking about it. Why do I feel this way? Just looking up about it, YouTube videos, just like, so like I need to figure this out. But it made me anxious, it made me feel depressed, and so I think more now I'm like, cool, I'm gonna get professional help, and that's when I talk to that person, that's the time that I'm gonna have to think about it and talk about it, and not try to figure it all on my own, in my own head all the time. Just give yourself space to live and enjoy life and breathe and look outside and go for a walk and like enjoy hanging out with your friends without letting it overtake your mind. Like, easier said than done, but I think that a good way to do it is just to seek professional help and allow that time and that space to be the time that you dedicate to discussing that and thinking about that and talking about that. That would be my advice to myself and to you guys. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, you're awesome, and thanks for listening to me ramble on. I'll catch you guys soon. See ya.